Okay, so what did you guys want to do?
Better?
There's a small delay. Probably like a small delay. No, I think it's good. You're just in the shot, that's all. The live stream. I'll make you. Well, watch. Oh,
Voy a que voy a echar acá.
miễn cho bạn hiểu sang hàng rồi hàng rồi lại có chắc chắn một từ sang rồi đi trên sang gì mới có cái nhân thì mình mới chẳng nghĩ tại sao mình có đường sang thì nó mình các bạn với mì phản thì mì phản như vậy mới phải sang hay ngắn đó với mì phản học sinh mì phản vẫn mì phản mà đó ôi thì quý này dần thì dần đi từ quý này thì nó không mất đâu rồi đó không thể dạ tôi đi giáo liền đi từ khoa đến mấy nè qua con nhà anh mất để anh quân chống chú vậy cái đây lên lại mà
They got told to they go on we are joined also I will do it.
quay đó để chịu nhận quay tới thì có một người hay có những thứ để có một những thứ để
Laura.
mà
I think my dad.
I'm trying to lên cuối cùng mình chết nó mình nhận được hả con sẽ lấy nhiều nhận có bài nghe hai trường có thiền ở đây muốn đi sáng bởi vì em theo gì đó một phát thực hiện thì mình có một cái một phát thực hiện hello ơi cô ma take care Yeah, can you kiss your friend, huh? Yeah.
Laura, show her. Say hello. You can say hello. Yeah, that's good. Em mình kia ta. Kia ta. Lô xong là lô take it alone so
Oh, you remember?
okay, you can turn off the microphone. Yeah. Yeah, it's on just the microphone.
Like I'm smiling. Can we help her? Do you want to be in it?
Mask on or off? All the way?
Long way, this one's good.
Khi ta không sinh là mẹ nó học sinh vậy dạ đi con bây giờ mình thôi elevated content to one. I know.
I'm calling reader.
We do up so start, company start, and we can start.
Yeah.
So we
It's
start.
already in Trenton. Is it okay to begin, or was Church going to come forward for the final bow?
Watch Poppy. Hey, Poppy. She wants to. Sure don't.
Some tick tick, no, some look tick tick.
I think it's easier. Can I just call from your phone?
Yeah.
She said tipping on it.
Oh, no,
Speaker, speaker?
Oh, that's a girl. Yeah.
นี่ก็ให้บอยเป็นด้วยนี่ก็ให้บอยเป็นด้วย
Cháu thử ấy gì? Nó về hay mà.
แล้วก็บอยเป็นด้วย
Đi ai tặng? Đi ai tặng? Yêu áo của. Đi ai tặng đi chiếu xịt chiếu xịt. Lâu này sẽ nào? Dạ, chiếu xịt. Chẳng bạc.
You want a dog?
Make a hand work aside.
Don't love this one. She likes them? Yeah, cute. Oh, you're gonna put both of them together? Oh.
She came home in that two or three days.
Catch a puppy. Have a picture? Oh, come on over here. Over here. Oh, so cute.
Trồng cáo. Mày đi nhà trồng cáo. You have one like that? Good. Your last one. Oh, I love you too.
So sweet.
係咯，要個膠錢拆開咗，個膠好實咧，好型。嗰啲就
Tired. Okay, you sleep.
Yeah.
Let's call the family chore when we don't find out.
Oh, thanks.
At this time, asking you please bow your heads for a time of reflection as we close Soo Len's casket. Before we begin our service this morning for our Soo Len Lee, I just turn off your cell phones at this time out of respect for the family. If you do require your cell phones left on, please set them to vibrate to avoid any interruptions during our service today. Out of respect for the family. At this time, we'll turn our service over to our celebrant, Bill Whiskey. Thank you.
Good morning. As Chris said, my name is Bill, and I am truly honored to be here as a celebrant today as we remember and celebrate the life of Soo Len Lee, who passed on Thursday, July 28th, after 8 decades of life in her 81st year. Today, we celebrate the circle and mystery of life. Today, we honor a life well lived, a life that touched other lives, a life that touched your lives. We celebrate connections strong, heart to heart, warm memories now kept as treasures to cherish. Today, we ask that time stand still for just a moment as we stop to bear witness to Soo Len's time among us and the difference her living has made. We give thanks for the life of Soo Len, the time that you shared on her life's journey, and the many things you learned from each other. Soo Len Lee will be missed. Missed by her 5 children and their families, her beloved grandchildren. She was cherished by her siblings and was a loving aunt to her nieces and nephews. Today, as we give thanks to the life of Soo Len Lee, know this: As long as we honor and remember the lives of those we love, they never truly leave us. Memories. These are the things that death cannot touch. Helen Keller wrote, "What we have once enjoyed, we can never lose. All that we love deeply becomes a part of us, a part of you." There are many ways we can view life and death. But one way is to see life like a journey on a train. At birth, we board the train, meet our parents, and know that they will be at our side. At some point, they step off this particular train and leave us to continue our journey. As time goes by, other people come on the train. Some who turn out to be significant. Siblings, children, friends, our life's love. This train ride is full of joy and expectations, and yes, some sorrow. Lots of hellos and goodbyes, and some farewells. The mystery is that we don't know when or where our final destination will be. So we live the life the best we can. We love, we forgive, and we offer the best of who we are, thankful for the passengers on our train and on our journey. So much of Soo Len's journey centered around one key pillar, one foundation, her family. For much of that time, she was the matriarch of that family, the queen. And the love and pride she had for her family endured and shone forth most of her life. I had the pleasure of meeting with some of you, hearing some of your stories about Soo Len. Through those stories, it is clear that her passion, her energy, the work of her hands, her heart, her mind will endure in ways beyond our knowing. There's a Chinese proverb I found that states, "He who does not know what to do in his spare time is not a businessman," or in Soo Len's case, a businesswoman. Because truer words were never spoken, at least in the Lee family. Soo Len and Ling Chung provided well for their family through their hard work and their dedication. But let's face it, they knew no other way. For that commitment, that dedication to making sure their family was well provided for came at a cost of time. They had little to spare. Because of that, the time they were able to spare became that much more precious. Regular visits to North Beach, road trips to Toronto for supplies, or to the CNE. And of course, the family grocery shop at Towers was always a welcome event. The one-on-one times were rare. Wilson recalls walking hand in hand with his mother over the bridge to get their weekly allergy shots together. A special time for him, and most assuredly for her as well. Among the many lessons, the many gifts Soo Len gave to her family, to her children, was to instill in them a deep conviction that all who walk this earth are inherently equal, inherently worthy of our respect. She believed it, and she taught it to her children by living it. Until the end. Till the times for Soo Len to step off this particular train, she remained exactly who she always was. A well-turned-out lady, lucky in many things. A businesswoman driven by ethics and duty. And first and foremost, a loving and proud mother and grandmother. At this point, I would like to invite Shay, on behalf of her sister Hannah, to share their thoughts of their grandmother.
matriarch of the Lee family, Soo Len Lee was born on September 24th, 1941 in Taishan, China. She was one of 6 children, 3 girls and 3 boys. Soo Len married at a time in which arranged marriages were what was seen as being best for the family, a chance for a better life. Soo Len selected from 3 photos of potential suitors. She was told by her grandmother to take her decision seriously and to select a man who had an established business, so she can focus more on adjusting on the life in a new country rather than finances. Following her grandparents' wishes and recommendations, she declined the offers of many potential suitors in her hometown. The photo she selected was Wing Chun Lee. She moved to Trenton, Ontario in 1960 and was married within the 3 months of her arrival. In the case of arranged marriages, this was the best case scenario. She was loved deeply by Wing Chun Lee and was treated like the queen she was. It was a love that was destined to be. Soo Len was a mother of 5, 2 boys and 3 girls, and a grandmother to 4. In addition to raising her 5 children, she worked at her husband's restaurant, the Boston Cafe and Chung's House of Food here in Trenton. Without knowing a word of English, she worked long and hard hours. Her favorite job at the Boston Cafe was making banana splits. Her hard work paid off, and she retired in her early 50s. Upon retiring, she liked to knit. All her relatives got dish towels, bath mats, and a lucky few like me got blankets. She also liked to cook, travel to places from Alaska to Taiwan and everywhere in between. Go out for coffee with her girlfriends and go on after supper walks. Her more recent hobbies include going to the casino and was known to go through many bingo scratch cards. She would scratch and her husband would check. Her children and grandchildren will always remember Soo Len for her tender heart and kind nature. She was easygoing, funny, and her signature phrase was, "Love you." She taught her children patience, love, empathy, and of course, all her yummy recipes. She loved jewelry and never left the house without anything shiny on. She was one to always have her nails and hair done, her signature color red. We will never forget the smell of her fancy soap and the wonky smell of combination of all her spices at the McGill house. Her grandchildren loved grocery shopping with her because she always made sure to buy us our weight in snacks and candy. We have all become the people we are today because of your love and guidance. We can never say thank you enough for being the strong and beautiful woman that led our family. The woman who taught us the meaningful and hard lessons of life. The woman who made sure our bellies and hearts are full. We will think of your beauty and feel your love every day. You were one of our greatest loves. We love your mom, grandma, and friend. We are at peace knowing that you and grandpa are reunited once again. May you rest in peace. Love you.
Thank you so much, Shay, for sharing those wonderful memories. Really beautiful. Thank you. I'll now ask Isabella to come up to help us hear some words from Soo Len's sister.
So unfortunately, my mom's sister, my Auntie Jean, could not be here in person, but she would like to say a few words, and hopefully you can hear her. She's on FaceTime audio, and I'll put the phone to the mic. Okay, Jean, are you ready? Angie? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Oh, this is quite a delay, right?
Just go ahead.
I wrote this letter to you.
Oh, Auntie?
She's watching the live stream.
Yeah. Auntie, can you turn the volume down on the live stream?
Okay.
Okay.
Is it better?
Yes.
Okay, I can actually hold the phone and talk to you then.
Go ahead.
I wrote this letter for you and for this occasion. I am now reading it to you. My dear ones, today we're here to walk with my sister, Len, in her final journey. May she rest in peace. I cannot be with you in person, and I am with you in spirit. For most of Lynn's life, she was fortunate. She married to a loving husband who has devoted his life in caring, providing, and pampering her. After her husband's passing, Lynn was taken care of by her devoted children, particularly in the past year, when she was totally dependent for all personal care. Your love and dedication to your mother is admirable. You should take pride and comfort in knowing you have done everything possible for her, well beyond what could be expected. It is at this late stage of my life that invariably one would ponder on the question of life and death, both personal and in general. I'd like to share some of these conclusions with you. Life is nothing but a journey. Some travel a long way, and some extremely short. None of us have control over this. This journey is never a complete easy sailing. Each and every is composed of periods of uphill climb against strong headwind. At times, one doubts if making it to the other side is possible. Suffering is a part of life. Some are external and visible, whereas others are internal, not accessible to the visual perception. Be compassionate to others. We have no idea what the other person has been through. Yet, challenges build character. Hardships cultivate strength and endurance. Deprivation nurtures gratitude and appreciation. Having to make difficult choices allow us to see our own priorities that deepens self-understanding. All these are needed for living a full life. We must know who we are, what we want in life, so can set our own course. A course that is to fulfill our own destiny, not what is dictated by social norms. To seek name, fame, and wealth. Follow your own inner calling and do what is important to you and you only. I envision on my journey, I encounter a big, healthy tree, strong and sturdy, spreading its branches wide with bright green leaves, vibrant colored flowers, and fruits generously across its branches. A biologist looks at the tree, admiring its health and strength, wondering what composition of soil and climate can produce such magnificent growth. A second person comes along, looks at the tree, being an artist, seeing the perfect balance of form and color. In the mind is the planning of a beautiful painting of this tree, merging harmoniously with the background. The third person walks by, who is a merchant, looks at the tree. In this person's mind is the calculation of the profit it will generate should it be cut down and made into solid, stylish furniture. Finally, Aunt Jean, that is me, arrives at the place in the evening after a long, hard day. Filling her mind is the imagery of comfort, being in a hammock under the shade, with gentle wind caressing. Her heart is filled with gratitude and joy for having the opportunity of seeing a magnificent golden sunset before the coming of night. Yes, everyone sees the same object, but yet have formed different images and considerations. No one can deny its reality and truth. We derive from what we see based on our own personality and experience. There's no absolute right or wrong, just different ways of viewing the world. We're entitled to our own views, but must keep an open mind, the validity of others, and respect them, as long as the views are not harmful to the self and others. Forgive and forget. These are good virtues, surely. In my view, forgive and forget are less a benefit for the receiver, but a larger benefit for the well-being of the forgiver. Holding grudges, hate, anger, envy, stubbornly and unyieldingly put us in a state of constant tension and stress. All we see are negative things. This is like putting on color lenses, so all we see is in the color of the lens, totally unable to perceive the true colorful world that is around. Letting go of anger, hate, grudges, by forgiving and forgetting, put us into a state of peace and harmony that allow us to see kindness and generosity. This is equal to removing the color lens, so we can see the true spectrum of colors and the full picture. Life is much fuller, easier, happier, with a peaceful mind. It takes wisdom to recognize the hate and anger that are within us, and courage to remove them. I saw far too many people on my journey who held stubbornly to anger and hate, too stubbornly, their view being the only valid one. Constantly, not able to live a happier, fuller life they could otherwise be. The world is complex. Often it is hard to know what is right, what is wrong, making choices difficult. That would invariably make us anxious, generate self-doubt. Our lives can be easier if we remember a few simple things. To be fair to all, including to ourselves. Put ourselves in other person's position, do to others only the things we like people do to us. Always follow our own conscience, do the right thing that our hearts dictate. Give a hand if we can. If we cannot, it's okay too. Accept our limitation with humility. In impossible situations, we should have the wisdom and courage to walk away, to protect ourselves from harm. Live every day the best we can, be as happy as we can. The less material needs we put on ourselves, the freer we are. We truly don't need much. We We're not perfect. None of us is. So accept and forgive our imperfections. What is important is we're trying to be better constantly. Fully embrace each sunrise and sunset, because we don't know which one is our last. I'm nothing but a grain of sand in the desert, a flash of light in eternity. Individually, we can do little, but as a group, with billions of flashes, we can light up the world. At the time when I take my final step, hopefully, I can look back and take comfort that I have tried hard to make my journey my best possible, and the good Lord finds my path acceptable. Yours truly, your Aunt Jean. So this is the letter I wrote to you. Now we return to Trenton for the funeral proceeding.
Thank you.
Thank you, Isabella. Thank you, Jeannie, for those words of wisdom. Parents and grandparents give us roots, and they give us wings. They bring us into this world, they provide a solid foundation, and they give us the tools to find our own way. Losing a parent, even after a long and full life, leaves an empty place in our hearts. And we are still moving through this place of sorrow, saddened at the loss of a woman well loved. It is a deep mystery, this matter of life and death, that the same person who brought us 1,000 joys can one day bring us 1,000 tears. And we wonder how this thread that holds us all to life can be so thin, so fragile. In the end, we must accept the fact that the living are not meant to understand death, only to celebrate life. We must recognize that what to the caterpillar is the end, to the butterfly is the beginning. And we can be eased. We can take comfort in the knowledge that death is not the end, but rather it is only the end of what we who remain can see. The poet Rossiter Worthing Rainington wrote, "Life is eternal, and love is immortal, and death is only a horizon, and a horizon is nothing save the limit of our sight." Some time ago, I was introduced to a short story called The Horizon. The story is about a group of people who stand watching on the shore as a ship fades into the distance. As those among the water's edge look on, the ship gets further and further away, eventually becoming a tiny speck, and then disappearing. Someone calls out, "She's gone." But she isn't. She isn't really gone. Because on another shoreline, on a new shoreline, there are people standing waiting for that ship to appear. As it disappears over one horizon, it appears over another. And as it approaches the new shoreline, the people waiting for it see it is just as magnificent, just as beautiful, just as glorious as it was when it left the original shore. As one group of people cry, "She is gone," another group stand and cheer, "Here she comes." Soo Len has left our sight. She she no longer shares this journey we are on. But that does not mean her journey is over. It only means she continues to travel on a different train. A train where she can once again be with her parents, with her grandparents, and with her beloved wing chun. Death is just the limit of our sight. Be comforted in the knowledge that death is but a horizon, and beyond that horizon, we rejoin the ones we love. There are no goodbyes for those who love with their hearts. Your relationship with Soo Len, your connection to her, your love for her lives on. And through that love, she lives on within you. Each of you mourns Soo Len in your own way. Take comfort in the fact that you do this together. That you do this as a family, her family, sharing your sadness, but also sharing your love. So, allow yourselves to grieve. Allow yourselves to cry. But also allow yourselves to smile, to laugh, to remember. Together, look to the stars or to the horizon and know that Soo Len rejoices with loved ones and looks down upon all of you with a love that now knows no bounds. You, all of you here who loved her, only need to close your eyes and you will again know the comfort of her love again and again. Bless each day that you live and live each day to the fullest in honor of Soo Len, in honor of her life and the love you share. As you leave here with memories in your heart, call Soo Len to mind, remembering her with gratitude and love. Relish in the moments as you reminisce, commiserate, and remember this remarkable woman who meant so much to so many people. It has truly been an honor to be here with you today, to help share and hear Soo Len's stories. Please, keep telling her stories. As long as we remember the lives of those we love, they never truly leave us. And that is something to celebrate. And that is what we're here to do today, to honor and celebrate the life of a remarkable woman, a life well lived, a woman well loved, a love that echoes through time and space, and a love that grounds us and nurtures us. The love you have known with Soo Len, your mother, your grandmother, the matriarch of this family, that love will not fade, and it will sustain you forever. I can ask everyone to please stand for a moment as you're able. Soo Len Lee, we bless your memory, for you have written your love upon our hearts. You have left a mark on all who knew and loved you. Go in peace.
Thank you, Bill. This now concludes the service today for Soo Len Lee. Before we do part ways, we are making our way out to White Cemetery in Bayside for the funeral prayers to begin at that point. We will be driving by the homestead briefly out of respect for the family's wishes, and we'll make our way to the cemetery at that point. I'd ask the congregation who came to pay the respects to the family to exit the front doors of the funeral home as we leave our chapel today. We're just going to ask the family to follow behind Soo Len's casket as we place her into the hearse behind her garage here behind me. So we'll be leaving here momentarily. I'd ask you all just to remain in the chapel at this time. Thank you.
Can we announce something else? We
Yes.
have a meal for my mother after the funeral. If any guests would like to join us at Golden Valley on the number 2 highway, you are welcome. Okay?
Thank you. At this time, we'll have our callers come forward if you want to join us at this time.
Dạ mấy cô kìa hơi à anh hơi tốn đi vừa à nhân mình nếu nó hơi đủ thì là mua 10 quần này cũng nào cũng có
And just ask the family to follow right behind Soo Len's casket as we depart the chapel.
phải cái thứ cái này cái thứ
No. It's one of the daughters.
Oh.